Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and we are back for a new Game of Thrones reaction video. And today we are up to Season 4, Episode 4, Oathkeeper. And I'm joined by my co-host, Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, like you said, episode 4, we're almost at the midway point of the season, so pretty exciting.
Yeah, 4 squared here today. So, but we are coming off of episode 3, in which we saw the aftermath of King Joffrey's death. So,
Yay.
Sir Dantos takes Sansa out of the city and leads her to Littlefinger, who abruptly kills Dantos.
A mess.
But now Sansa and Littlefinger are in a boat in the mist off to somewhere. Then we saw Tywin jump right in, starting to groom Tommen to rule the Seven Kingdoms, and more importantly, start to put in his own influence on young Tommen. That leads us to the highly disturbing scene of Jaime taking Cersei against her will, right there next to Joffrey's dead body.
Yeah, kind of one of the most awkward moments of the episode.
Yeah. Then we see Samwell, who, after growing more and more paranoid of his brothers in the Night's Watch, takes Gilly down to Moorestown and houses her in a brothel with the baby, while John starts to warn the men of the Night's Watch about the incoming wildling attack, and they learn of the men who betrayed Lord Commander Mormont and are housed out in Craster's Keep. Plus, we saw Ygritte and Tormund with Styr and the other cannibals as they attack this innocent village, kill this kid's parents, and Styr grabs the little boy and tells him that he's going to eat his mom and dad and to go warn the crows at Castle Black. Then we also see Tywin, who interrupts Oberyn's fun to offer him a spot on Tyrion's trial in exchange for finding justice for his sister's murder, which we'll see how that goes, Tywin, because I don't think anyone quite believes you're not involved in that justice.
Oh.
But he also offers him a seat on the small council for the new king. So it seems like Oberyn was won over, but I guess we'll see. Then we see poor Tyrion in jail. He's been apprehended. And Podrick comes and brings him as many goodies as he can smuggle through the door.
Yeah, he was loaded with all the stuff he was pulling out.
Couldn't get the wine, but he got quite a bit through. But he reveals he had been approached to lie on the stand against Tyrion, which alerts Tyrion that obviously Podrick is going to be in danger since he turned them down when they offered him that knighthood to betray Tyrion. So he orders him to leave King's Landing immediately. Then we see Arya and the Hound, who find this man and his little girl. They eat. They seem to be getting along as well as they can. And then the Hound beats the old man and steals his silver, telling Arya he's too weak and he's not going to survive the winter. So might as well put this silver to you.
Yeah, we might as well just count that guy as dead now.
Yeah.
He's broke. He's broke and he's beaten down. So
yeah, they didn't have a lot anyway. Yeah, that poor man and his little daughter. Some minor scenes. We see Olenna telling Marjorie that the next conquest will be easier in her march to be queen. And we see Stannis revealing they have no way to take advantage of a good circumstance. So good old Davos writes off to the Iron Bank, trying to find him some money. And finally, we end the episode with Daenerys arriving at Meereen, where Daario Naharis takes down Meereen's champion outside of the gates of the city, before Dany gives a speech about freedom to the slaves within the city, and they catapult collars and chains in helping to send a message and inspire the slaves to fight for their freedom. And that's where we ended off. So let's see what Oathkeeper is all about.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good old Aiden Gillen, also in Those Who Wish Me Dead on HBO Max.
Yeah, that was a surprise because when we watched it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Peter Baelish!" And of course, he's playing a villain in that too.
Tyler, do you ever think we'll see Winterfell not in a puff of smoke?
I hope so. It's been a while.
It's been quite some time.
It's like one of the more dour parts of the opening each week. Oh, some Grey Worm stuff, huh?
If Davos can learn to read, so can Grey Worm.
I thought it was maybe going to be an origin, like we're learning how he learned how to say his name and all that. I didn't think it was him learning how to read, because I knew he knew how to speak because we already saw him speak before.
Doesn't know English.
I guess Missandei is just like the teacher among the group. She's just teaching everybody everything. This is an interesting plan. Oh, he said it. I've heard that used before. Let's give him some weapons then. Yeah. I knew that was coming. It's about to be a war. You just gave them all blades. Uh-oh. That does not look friendly. That's great handwriting, though. Time to run. Oh, nowhere to go. Nope, you're cornered, I guess. Oh, he's dead. Ooh. Damn. Yay.
Remind me, Ser Jorah, how many children did the great masters nail to mileposts?
163 Khaleesi.
This doesn't sound good for them.
Sometimes it is better to answer injustice with mercy.
I will answer injustice with justice.
I would say mercy. What you talking about? In this case, I don't know about mercy.
Oh.
Poor guy.
The Targaryen flag flying.
Man, they made a big old flag too. These people, this army, man.
They've been working. Jamie looks
at least
a little
Jamie's
better.
getting good. Yeah, he's getting better. Yeah, he's getting good. Still surprised he hasn't been using that thing as a weapon. Ooh,
well then,
man.
you don't use it, Bronwyn.
Well, man, you get bitch slapped by your own hand. He's gonna be his champion now. He has one hand.
That one of my 3 judges has wished me dead more times than I can count, and that judge is my father.
Yeah, it's not looking good still.
Cersei. Well, she's probably working on a way to avoid a trial altogether by Kingslayer brothers. Do you like it? I like it.
I think that's pretty cool, actually.
You're asking if I killed your son.
Why we're having a trial.
A trial?
Yeah, that trial is going to be more than rigged.
He himself before the Iron Throne, confessed to his crimes, and gave irrefutable evidence of his guilt. It wouldn't matter to Cersei.
Oh, God.
I'm getting married to your Aunt Lysa.
Oh.
She's waiting for us at the Eyrie.
How exciting. More weddings.
Always keep your foes confused. If they don't know who you are or what you want, they can't know what you plan to do next.
I don't believe you.
I don't know if I do either.
If they catch you, they'll put your head on a spike, just like my father's.
I'd risk everything. To get
There he
what I
goes with the
want.
creep again.
He does, yeah. The creepiness as he's already marrying like someone else in her family.
Who could trust a friend like that?
Who could trust you?
Yeah, good point.
I don't want friends like me.
I don't want to be friends with Littlefinger.
That was something my new friends wanted very badly.
I can't believe you're going.
Interesting
Leaving me
cutaway.
alone here with these people.
Talking about new
Time
friends.
has come, my dear. If I have to take one more leisurely stroll through these gardens, I'll fling myself from it.
So true.
The following morning, Luther never made it down the stairs to propose to my sister because the boy couldn't bloody walk.
Oh my.
He could. The only thing he wanted was what I'd
Oop.
given him the night before.
That's what I mean. Oh my.
I was good.
Oh,
I
Lena.
was very, very good. I could have done, but he didn't.
You don't know, Grandmother.
But I do know.
Hmm.
You don't think I'd let you marry that beast, do you?
Oh, Lena did it.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I think based on that conversation and the cutaway with Littlefinger talking about his friends, new friends, sounds like Olenna did it to me. Good for her.
There's that little boy.
Oh yeah.
There's this lovely man. Back
I hope he
again.
dies.
Friends arrange you. You're a steward. Maybe you forgot that while you were off with your wildling bitch. But I didn't.
What a jerk.
Let the mutineers take care of Snow.
Man, there's some infighting now. Talking about trying to get rid of him. Acting like Jon Snow's done anything really all that bad. Oh man, Cersei's hitting that wine again. Every time she's been drinking a lot of wine, she gets even more angry and mean to people.
Ever since that great cow brought you back to the capital.
I told you. When she gets that wine.
Why?
That wine just makes her like extra mean.
Told you to find that murderous little bitch and bring me her head. Would you do it?
I hope not.
Free Joe had our son.
Just back out of the room, Jamie. Just back out of the room. I mean, I'd be okay with that if I woke up and Marjorie Tyrell was coming towards me. I think Tommen is just like shook.
Be our secret. May I come and visit you again?
Oh yeah, he's all about it. He's like, hell yeah, visit me again.
Come visit.
It's yours.
I can't
It
accept.
was reforged from Ned's dark sword.
Jamie's just giving that away.
Ned Stark's daughter.
Oh man, she's getting all pimped out. She's getting the sword, some new threads, some new armor.
I have one more gift.
It's Podrick. Just kidding.
I don't need a squire.
You'll be keeping him from harm. It's chivalry.
I love this
Slow
pairing.
down, sir.
I love this pairing of Brayhead and Podrick.
I promise I'll serve
Also,
you
she
well.
looks really great in that armor.
Yeah.
I will say.
We'll get along.
Say the best swords of names. Any ideas?
I can only imagine what cool name it'll have.
Oathkeeper.
Ah, the name of the episode.
Hey!
Yeah, if I feel some sort of like romantic tension between them based on these longing looks and the way that they're talking to each other the last several scenes. I ship them more than I ship him and Cersei.
Well,
Not that it, I'm not for that relationship in any way, but
How fast could they travel? A crippled boy being pulled on a sledge by a simpleton.
I mean, they say that as if Hodor isn't huge and strong. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he might be a simpleton, but he is
Yeah.
very big and strong.
John just straight up just called him dumb.
Your forehead crushed
I know that has no seasoning on it.
a function. But
I know that's right, the most blandest bird.
The Lord Commander Mormont was our father. In the back by cowards. He deserved far better.
I agree, John. He did deserve much better.
Who will join me?
That's crickets.
Nobody, I guess. Maybe Sam.
Of course.
Yay!
Oh,
Named
Gran.
characters. Named characters. You all come with me.
All of you that were just up there, come on back. Oh, well.
Nothing like a good old skull mug, I guess.
Mine from the skull of Gior. Fucking Mormon.
Oh, not just any skull.
What the fuck is that?
Craster's last child.
Was he never seen a baby before?
Boy.
What am I supposed to do with it?
Oh, poor ghost.
Hmm.
Why
At
do
least
you
to
have
know
him
he's.
in there?
At least to know he's. Nice to see him. He's still around, I guess.
God, fuck.
Free my man. He didn't do anything. Almost forgot they were part of the
Love to hear
story.
that baby.
And the direwolves can reunite.
Summer, go help your brother.
It's coming.
He's not looking too good. He didn't say he wasn't looking too great.
We need to...
John might be here.
If John was here, why would they put his wolf in a cage?
That is a great observation.
Thank you, Mira, for using your brain.
If I'm not back soon, we'll need to...
Oh, well.
Oh.
That one's sour already. Oh, come on. Be nice to Hodor. Everybody's just being a creep today, it seems.
What the fuck's wrong with him?
Uh-oh.
A Brandon Stark! A Brandon Stark of Winterfell!
Oh, no. Oh, is it going to be that White Walker or that horse again? Is he the one coming for that baby? Oh, so I guess we get to see where all of these babies end up at, because we don't really... Because apparently there's so many males that are sacrificed. Who is this ominous figure? Ooh. Oh man, so he just turns the babies into White Walkers. Man, that's dark.
Little baby White Walker.
Well, I guess he must be the leader, I'm assuming, if he has that kind of power, because that's not a normal thing. He looked pretty creepy, though, I will admit. He was pretty scary looking.
Well, there we go. That was episode 4. And we end off with the White Walkers and the baby. The question we've been wondering for over a season. What happens to these little babies?
They just turn into White Walkers.
We start off the episode, though, kind of where we left off episode 3, and that is with, well, first, Grey Worm and Missandei and their English lesson, and then Daenerys and her plan are to send Grey Worm with several other Unsullied in, kind of disguised as slaves inside Meereen, and, as we alluded to last episode, tells them, you have to free yourselves. Here are weapons to do so, basically.
Yeah, they did. So good for them.
And yes, they did it. They attacked the Masters, who apparently gave up because we see at the very least 163 of them were still alive when Daenerys and her advisors came in upon the sacking. And Daenerys decides that in retaliation, if you will, to the slave masters crucifying 163 children, slave children, she will crucify 163 of the slave masters, which Sir Barristan asks her to have mercy, and she rejects his advice on this instance.
No mercy this time. You know, not to quote Cobra Kai, no mercy, but yeah, no mercy.
And then we end seeing her standing on that big Milanese pyramid with this humongous Targaryen flag.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Hanging. So how'd you feel about that opening with Daenerys and her army?
All things together, including the stuff with Missandei and Grey Worm, I thought that was really good. It's nice to see, I guess, Grey Worm and Missandei getting something to do. You know, Grey Worm is learning more skills, which is also great. But Daenerys is, you know, it's nice to see Daenerys free some more people, or I guess I should say she has assisted people into helping free themselves. But I mean, I guess it'll be interesting to see where the next stop goes. Like, where's the next freedom place to free people? Because it seems like she's getting this massive army of people together. She's got the flags now. One of those things I just find really enjoyable, like the craftsmanship of all these people in her army, because it's like, you know, you got cannons. Now they're able to make these big old flags with these intricate like symbols on them. I was like, man, this army is getting big and they're getting smarter. So I'm getting, as the dragons are getting bigger as well, it looks like it's getting kind of scary how big this army is going to become.
So, in the episode and a little bit here, you seem to be along the line of Daenerys' thought on killing these masters. Do you think she should have taken a pause before making the decision, a trial of some kind, or They decided to crucify children, so they're crucified in return.
Yeah, I feel like if they had not done the whole crucifying 163 children on the path to getting there, maybe they could have had some mercy. I think after you do that, you don't really deserve a whole lot of empathy or sympathy or any sort of mercy in that regard. I think that's pretty messed up.
All right. Well, then we get over to King's Landing. We see progress. Jamie is starting to make some progress with his left-hand sword skills. But just as you mentioned it, Bronn decides to use that gold hand because Jamie's not using it at all. So
I wonder why I've been wondering why he doesn't use it. It probably hurts. It looked like it hurt when it hit him.
But he has a nice little conversation with Bronn where Bronn kind of guilts him into going to visit Tyrion. And they talk. Obviously, this is like the only good family bond that Tyrion has is with Jamie.
Weirdly.
They just have a little discussion where Jamie's like, I can't really break you out, but I'm here. Bye.
Yeah. Jamie is not about all the treason life, I guess. Yeah. He's not about committing treason against his people.
But then Cersei learns that Jamie was freed in a promise to free Sansa. And obviously she is not having that and is not happy with Jamie at large right now. But he tasks Brienne with going to find Sansa because very clearly Cersei is on a mission to find Sansa and kill her. So Jamie sends Brienne out there to find her, hopefully first, and keep her safe because he knows she'll do it. Gives her some nice, nifty new armor, gives her that nice Valyrian sword, and gives her a Podrick Payne. So
I love it. Sounds great to me. That duo could potentially be a really good duo. For all I know, they could hate each other and not be very great together. But them separately with other people, separately or with other people, I like them a lot. So I'm hoping that they end up having an interesting, fun, entertaining bond on this journey together.
So how'd you feel about all that Lannister stuff?
Oh man, the Lannister stuff's always messy. I feel like there's always so much drama with the Lannisters at any given point, whether between themselves or with other people within the story. But this time, Cersei and Jamie, their relationship is kind of terrible to begin with, and chaos wise, it's just icky for a lot more reasons than one. I guess it is kind of entertaining to see Cersei just go off on people when she gets a lot of wine in her. So that's one of the things that I kind of enjoy is her how ruthlessly mean she can become once she has a little bit of wine in her, as opposed to it seems like she can be more subdued when it comes to her shade when she's sober, if you will. But once she gets some wine in her, she just lets off on people.
It's over.
So, like I was saying in the reaction, it seems like Jamie and Brienne have some kind of, I don't want to say maybe not romantic feelings, but maybe like at least more than an acquaintance. They seem like they've at least bonded in some shape or form. I would ship them more than I would ship him and Cersei, just because they're terrible together and it's gross. But glad that Podrick gets to, I guess, live, because you never know if he was going to live or not, because he was friends with Tyrion. I don't know what they're going to be like together though. That's like the thing I guess I'm most intrigued by is Brienne and Podrick in their camaraderie. I don't think that they've ever met. There's all these characters in the Game of Thrones world that haven't really met yet.
Yeah.
And I guess this is like their first meeting, so hopefully they hit it either they hit it off or Brienne's gonna murder him because there's. But I'm hoping that Brienne does find Sansa. Maybe fingers crossed that Brienne kills Littlefinger.
So let's go ahead and jump to them. We do see Sansa and Littlefinger. We learn they're on their way to the Eyrie to wed Lysa Arryn to Littlefinger.
Oh, so many weddings. There's so many weddings in this show.
A lot. Even down to the eventfulness of them. Remembering even season 1 with Daenerys' wedding to Khal Drogo, we had sex going on and murders going on. Weddings in this show are just wild, always.
They never seem to pan out very well for at least one, if not both of the people involved.
But Sansa starts to question Littlefinger, and he leads on that he helped to get the poison into that necklace that Sansa was wearing from Dantos, and that he had friends who really wanted to see Joffrey gone, and on his own account, Joffrey was not a reliable friend that he could trust. They all but coming out and confirming he had a part to play in Joffrey's death as he creepily caressed Sansa's shoulder. And then, as you pointed out, we had a very convenient cut to Marjorie and Olenna.
New friends.
Yet another leisurely stroll through the garden.
Olenna's just like done with everything.
She's over it. But she urges Marjorie to move in on Tommen quick before his mother is able to try to turn Tommen against her. And also heavily alludes, without coming out and just flat out saying it, that she would not let Marjorie get married to a horrible person like Joffrey. So as she said last episode, the next one will be much easier. So Marjorie sneaks into little Tommen's room in the middle of the night and starts spinning her own web. So Tommen first is in Tywin's web, and now Marjorie is crafting her own plans with Olenna. So how'd you feel about those two kind of coinciding storylines?
Well, I mean, it's always entertaining to see Olenna and Marjorie together. It seems like Olenna in general and Marjorie in general, they're pretty great. Olenna, I guess, kind of revealing, it seems like she had an involvement. I think I believe her involvement more than I believe Littlefinger's, because, you know, Littlefinger's always been one of those people that you can never really trust his word and the things he does. Like, I mean, if Olenna says it, I don't think she's going to deny it, you know? She's probably like, oh yeah, I definitely did this. Good for them if she was involved. Hopefully maybe sooner rather than later we see the
reasoning
truth.
She put forward also was pretty sound, whereas Littlefinger did kind of talk in circles and riddles, as always.
That and the touching of the necklace and all that with Marjorie.
Yes, like she did Sansa at the wedding, was touching that necklace.
That's what I mean. I think there's something behind that, you know, if it wasn't already kind of clear. I mean, good for Marjorie trying to sneak into the chambers and get her hooks in before it's too late. Tommen seemed pretty flabbergasted that everything is even going on. I mean, the man was like just awestruck the entire time. I shouldn't even say man, it's a boy. The boy was starstruck, just letting Marjorie do whatever and speak about whatever. And I guess, you know, it seems like the relationship's off on the right foot. You know, at least Marjorie's doing her best to make the best of the situation, even though she kind of has bad luck with men so far in this show.
So does Tommen know the track record?
Yeah, I feel like that's vital information that you should probably tell your next in line husband. Like, oh, so I'm probably going to die of a horrible, miserable death.
Well, then we go up to the wall, and Samwell is having some regrets about sending Gilly down to that whorehouse now.
As he should.
But now John talks him out, says, too late now, bud. There's nothing you can do. We're just as likely to get attacked by the wildlings here rather than her getting attacked at that town. Sir Alistair Thorne, back to his usual horrible attitude.
Yeah.
Coming for John, and stupid Janus Slint right there, putting these little ideas into his head to try to get John to go out there and get murdered by the Craster's Keep mutineer people. But John gives a rousing speech to get people to come with him to the keep.
At least he got a couple people.
So he got a couple people, including Gran and Ed, who literally were just at that keep and came back last episode, so they're right back out. But Pip and Samwell are staying put.
They're like, nah, this isn't my fight. Not this time.
In the meanwhile, we get some stuff at the keep. We see that these mutineers are just horrible people. I mean, it's not much of an upgrade from Craster to them, as we can quickly see. They have poor ghosts locked up, and they're sacrificing the children. But little did they know, or little did we know, Bran, Hodor, Jojen, and Mira are like right around the corner.
Like almost literally.
They can hear the baby crying, so he wargs into Summer, gets caught in a trap, and then they get caught in a trap and are now the prisoners of these mutinies, while Summer's in some trap and Ghost is still trapped in a cage. And we end the episode with the leaders of the White Walkers showing a little bit of their ceremony with the sacrificial baby boys. As we see, they are able to, or one of them at least, the leader, is able to turn the babies right there and then.
That was an interesting power to see.
How'd you feel about all of that northern stuff?
I mean, some of it was pretty bad not in the storyline sense, but like the people there were bad, but as we expected. The people at Craster's Keep now, the people that kind of just section themselves off of the rest of the Night's Watch, and they kind of just become more despicable and more disgusting. Hopefully they get their comeuppance sooner rather than later. Even, hopefully someone comes and I guess saves Bran and Jochin and Hodor and all them. They're kind of not looking too great right now. And also Summer and Ghost, they're stuck there as well. Hopefully they're both okay. They're both, I guess, in traps or caged up. Well, we'll see. I mean, I guess hopefully Jon Snow and them come to the rescue, and we get maybe a little bit of a family reunion. We haven't really seen too many Stark /Snow reunions. It seems like they're all kind of been separated for the entire show since the very beginning.
Right.
Wherever Rickon and Osha are,
wandering somewhere.
God only knows where they are, because we don't know we haven't got an update on them, I think, all season.
No, we have not.
Everyone else, we kind of have an idea of where they are. Rickon and Osha, they're just outside the screen somewhere. The whole Night's Watch and stuff with the Night's Watch and I guess the White Walkers, that should be fun as well. I wasn't expecting the leader of these White Walkers, first of all, he's a scary looking dude, but the fact that he can actually turn these, well, I guess anything, it doesn't have to be babies, I'd assume, into White Walkers. I mean, I guess it's just a bonus that it's a baby. I figured he could probably just do it to anyone.
Well, then, and that leads us into our predictions. So we have Daenerys, who has now taken over Meereen and is taking down the slave masters of that city. We have good old Tyrion still just waiting for his trial.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Super fair trial on its way. We now have Brienne and Podrick on their way to go try to find Sansa, and she's on her way up to the Vale with Littlefinger to see her aunt. And we have Jon getting a group and heading up to Craster's Keep, where Bran and all of those folks are. So what are your predictions moving forward?
I mean, there's so many storylines. Where do I begin? I figured Daenerys will probably continue her freeing of people. I feel like that's a very safe bet to make at this point. I hope that Jon and his men go up there and take out these crazy people up there at Craster's Keep, and also in the process, I guess maybe we'll get a Bran reunion. That'll be kind of sweet, because they were so close before. Then everything else that transpired, and Jon ran away, not knowing that they were right in that tower. I don't know. The stuff with, I guess, Littlefinger getting married, which is like weird and to begin with, but I don't know. Just the track record of weddings in general in this show, like I kind of just have a bad feeling about it. I feel like something's going to happen that's probably going to like either cause the wedding to not happen, or something bad's going to happen at the wedding. Like I said, I don't trust weddings anymore in this show. Every time there's a wedding, something bad happens in this show. It makes me concerned for any wedding. Yeah, I mean, hopefully maybe we'll get some sort of intersection between some of the stories, since some of them are going to the same places. Like we're talking about Brienne. Maybe we'll get some intersections between Brienne, Littlefinger, and all that. Hopefully Littlefinger gets taken out. That's
the hope.
Yeah, especially by Brienne. I think that'd be amazing.
Like, we're just waiting for Tyrion's trial to begin.
That's true.
Not much of a prediction there. We're just kind of waiting.
Yeah, and then like other ones that are up in the air too. Like, I don't know what they're doing with Stannis at this point. Like, he wasn't in the episode. He's just finding relatives to burn. I guess Yara's still on the journey to save.
I forgot about Theon over there. And Yara, ever since episode 10 of last season, is on her way.
There's a couple storylines that we haven't seen in a while, but like they're just still, something's happening, I guess. So we'll see.
All right. And who are your faves and least faves for this episode?
I feel like there's like a majority of like the cast in this episode were least faves. Everyone at Craster's Keep. Thorne and Janice Slint at the Night's Watch. I feel bad putting Cersei in my least faves, because like she's still entertaining even if she's being terrible. Littlefinger
to kill Sansa and Tyrion.
Littlefinger is up there because I just have never trusted Littlefinger. I think that covers like most of like the bad people, like the people my least faves. Faves, even though he's very limited in this role, well, both of them really, but Tyrion and Daenerys, they don't really have too much to do. Well, in this episode at least, Bronn was pretty great, in his limited action. Even John was pretty good too in this episode. He's getting a lot more development now. Like I think ever since he was with Ygritte, like he's been a lot better of a character for me personally. Now that he's kind of like opened up and being like much more of like a confident warrior kind of type, and he's like standing up to people and like leading the charge and making these rousing speeches. That was the other thing, we didn't get any Arya or Arya in this episode either. So like, usually I'm used to putting the Hound and Arya in it too.
They're off somewhere with their silver right now. Their newly found silver.
Yeah, they're probably beating up more people to get more of it.
Arya's probably yelling at the Hound.
Well, Brienne was also in the people I liked, even though she didn't do too much, but like I still like her a lot as a character. Jamie's kind of like in the middle ground for me still, because he's kind of in the gray area between faves and least faves. Like I don't know, he's kind of just teetering every episode.
All right, well, that was our reaction to season 4, episode 4, Oathkeeper. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on all of my latest videos, including each and every one of our Game of Thrones reactions. And make sure that you jump on over and check out our new Daredevil reactions as well. Both Tyler and I are joined by Hannah as we react to that Netflix series.
Always
Tyler,
fun.
Yeah, do you want to let them know where else they can find you on the internet?
Yeah, sure. If you search up my name on here, you'll find my channel where I do reviews, reactions, all that stuff over on there. But you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's Tyler Calvert.
Perfect. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.